It is important to note that while this is a criminal investigation, no determination has been made as to whether the deputy's actions were justified or not. Here in Okaloosa County, we pride ourselves in our commitment to transparency and accountability. These investigations take time, but I want to assure you that we are not hiding, covering up, or taking action that would result in a rush to judgment of Mr. Fortson or our deputy.
Okaloosa County Sheriff Officer Eric Aden would break his silence for the department after the tragic unaliving of 23-year-old Roger Fortson. During the news conference, the sheriff also released the body cam footage from that horrible day. It appears that the department was deflecting from the truth of the matter, and Eric stated that the officer never blocked the peephole. However, the sheriff did appear to stand to the side of the door, not to be seen. Anyone can knock on the door and say, "Police, open up." Does that mean you should just do it, especially if you don't know why the police would even be at your home? It appears that a female resident called the leasing office and said she heard a fight that was believed to be in Unit 1401. The lady in the office tells the sheriff officer that arrives that the resident said it happened frequently, but this time it sounded like it was out of hand. As the two walk through the parking lot and into the building, he asks which door. She literally says, "I'm not sure." This is definitely something you need to be sure about. The office lady goes on to say a few weeks ago she basically heard yelling and bad words, but was not sure where it came from. That right there now is the second time she was basically assuming, but did not have the true facts. By the time they got to the elevator, the sheriff asked which room is it. The lady somehow knew the door number that she just did not know less than a minute back and said 1401. The sheriff got on the elevator alone and went up to the third floor and found Unit 1401. He listened at the door for a few seconds and then he beat on the door and then moved to one side of the door before shifting to the other side. The sheriff waited about 30 seconds this time and listened while he was still on the side out of the view of the peephole. He then knocked again and said, "Sheriff's office, open the door." Quickly moved to the other side of the door and said, "Sheriff's office, open the door," one more time. This is where Senior Airforce Manager Roger Fortson opened the door and was immediately shot. The gun was in his right hand and it was down at his side, and the sheriff's officer did not even give him a second of a chance before gunning him down. The video was so hard to see, and I could only imagine when his mother and family saw it earlier that it was beyond hard for them.
This result is one we never hoped to encounter, and I'm also thinking about our team here and the deputy involved in the tragic event. I'm here this afternoon to further assure Ms. Fortson's family, our dedicated team, and community we serve, and the broader public that we are doing what we can to ensure the facts of this case are fully understood. To that end, I've asked the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to handle the criminal investigation that is required under these circumstances. It is important to note that while this is a criminal investigation, no determination has been made as to whether the deputy's actions were justified or not. Here in Okaloosa County, we pride ourselves in our commitment to transparency and accountability. These investigations take time, but I want to assure you that we are not hiding, covering up, or taking action that would result in a rush to judgment of Mr. Fortson or our deputy. While it might be difficult to see, there are many questions the investigation must answer before we can determine whether the officer's actions were justified. Again, we are committed to the transparency and look forward to FDLE and the State Attorney's report. We are aware of a press release and other comments that falsely state our deputy entered the wrong apartment and imply that they burst through the door into Mr. Fortson's residence. Those statements are inaccurate, as shown on the video that we are about to see. What we do know at this time is that the deputy did announce himself, not once, but twice. Mr. Fortson's comments indicate that he did acknowledge it was law enforcement at the door, and he arrived at the door with a firearm in his hand. The deputy knocked on the correct door He did not cover the peephole or otherwise obscure its view in any way. Again, I don't share this information to pass judgment. We simply want to assure the community of what is known at this time for the safety and for the safety of our deputies and for the community. I told Mr. Fortson's family this afternoon that they have my word. If this shooting is found to be unjustified, their son's name will be fully vindicated and justice will be served.
What's going on? I'm not sure. I just was told to let her know if you guys come by, so I'm gonna give her a quick call. So there was some fight going on or something? I was not ready for that. Yeah. Are they fighting or something? Okay. Okay, what's cool?
I'm not sure, 2 weeks ago, I was walking by their apartment recently on this side, and I was hearing someone yell at shoot, come up with some stupid English or something, and I just stopped, like right after it, but I wasn't sure where it came from. And I couldn't call it, I didn't want to call the police.
Which room is it?
1401. Well, the girl sounded scared, the one I called. She was like, it's getting out, it sounded like it's getting really out of hand.
So it's hit number 4, huh? Okay. You hear, we sent out there and directed the deputy that's coming to the area?
It's not, you're gonna go up to the fourth floor, it's gonna be on this side.
Gotcha. Sheriff's office, open the door. Sheriff's office, open the door.
However, Roger's family reiterated their belief that the authority went to the wrong door after the sheriff press conference and said, and I quote, "We remain adamant that the police had the wrong apartment as Roger was on the phone with his girlfriend for a substantial amount of time leading up to the shooting, and no one else was in the apartment. Roger's girlfriend and her attorney have also allowed for the release of a portion of the FaceTime that took place that evening, the family statement said. If the authorities do put the FaceTime call out, it will most likely be released at a later date. Another young soul with so much to offer, gone for no good reason, and it is just devastating. Let me know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to comment your prayers for this family in this difficult time, and also don't forget to hit that like button and share to make your people aware. And as always, remember to stay woke. Things change quickly.